All right, all right, all right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. As usual, I'm your host, Mark Pierce. It is Monday. Hope you're all doing well today. I know it's Monday. Mondays are rough. Big day. Big day for me today. Heading to get that COVID vaccine this morning. So, anyway, hope you're all safe out there. Great weekend in the cave, right? We had Slow Down Sunday, a little Jim Croce, right? And then that t-shirt special, hence the cake shirt today, provided that music, rock and roll lifestyle, great song. And that was fun. That was a fun project. It took quite a while to put together. And thank you for those of you who sent me pictures of you in your Rock Cave shirts. I do have a bunch of shirts still in various sizes. If people are interested, you can message me. Anyway, but that was a whole lot of fun, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed it quite a bit. The only thing I would have done differently, technically, as I learn as I go along, it turns out that iMovie doesn't particularly like vertical pictures, so I would have turned the camera horizontal for all 124 of those pictures. That would have made it a little more fun. And I meant to, at the end, I should have added the city and state from where you cavers are from, because we had West Coast, we had LA, we had East Coast, we had New England, we had Florida, we had South Carolina, we had all kinds of places, so that's pretty cool too. Anyway, what are we talking about today? Let's get to it. All right, we're going back to this week in 1982. I know we're entrenched in the 80s, it's just the way it is. January 14th, 1982, so this week, this band released their 10th album. Off of their 10th album, they released this single, and that is Freeze Frame from Geils Band, released this week in 1982 with the B-side of Flamethrower, which we'll talk about in a second. But what a great song this is. This is the second single off that album with the same title. The first, of course, being Centerfold, which was a massive, huge hit. Obviously, that one went to number 1. Freeze Frame, the single, went to number 4 and was there for 4 weeks in April of '82, and the album also was a number 4 hit for them. This was the last album with Peter Wolf at the vocals, and it was also a very different album for them. There were a lot of radio hits, and half radio hits and half pretty experimental, pretty different stuff for them, and it's some of those songs that I really like the best on there. So anyway, I was in 8th grade, and this was a big deal for us in 8th grade. This was a very big deal. And I remember it coming out. I remember everyone talking about it. I remember owning the record. I remember everyone just thinking it was such a big deal. And it was a really big record. For those of you who remember, it was pretty huge for us 8th graders. I don't know about you guys in high school, but for us, it was huge. Let's go through the songs. All right, title track, Freeze Frame, awesome song. I'm not tired of that song. That's a great song. Rage in the Cage, one of the songs that's a little different for them, but I love that one right from the beginning. It is very different for them, but if you don't know that one, you should just listen to this whole album, basically, because there's a lot of funky stuff on here, but that's a great song. Centerfold, obviously, huge hit, huge video. There's not much to say about that. That's a good song. Do You Remember When? Kind of a slower song. Love that song. That was one of the ones that I really picked up on early on. And then to end out side A was Insane Again, which is really also very weird. I like it. It's just really fast and it's paced, and anyway, it's different. You should check it out. So side 2, you got Flamethrower, awesome song. Love that one again right from the beginning. River Blindness, also kind of a weird funky song with them chanting in it. Anyway, I really like this song as well, River Blindness. Angel in Blue, and of course in 8th grade you had to love a song called Piss on the Wall. Right? So if you don't know this record, if you only know those couple of hits, you should go revisit it. We were talking a lot about listening to whole albums. I listened to this album on my walk the other day, front to back. Really enjoyed it. Brought me back some memories, and so it's a great song. So great album. I got to see Peter Wolf in concert a couple years ago. Chris went with me, and he put on a really good show. We were in the parking garage at Affinity Hall in Hartford, and we were just getting out of our vehicle, and out of the corner of my eye I saw this person walking in, and he was walking pretty fast, and I could tell, you look down at someone and before you get to their face, I looked down and I could see he was wearing black pants. They might have been leather. They could have been leather, but super, super skinny. So and immediately in boots or something. And I was like, this is a rock and roll person. Like, obviously this is a rock and roll person. And as I was looking up, it all happened at once. I was like, don't even tell me this is Peter Wolf. And as I look up, like from me to here, he's walking by, and it's Peter Wolf, singer of Jay Geils' band. And in that instant, I had a split second to decide whether I should just call out and get a selfie with him or get Chris to take a picture with me. And then I didn't do it. I was like, you know what? I don't want to be that person. He looks like he's in a hurry. I don't know how friendly he is. So maybe he would have been cool, maybe he wouldn't. Anyway, I got a lot of regrets about that because should have done it. Should have just called his name and been like, I'm a big fan. Will you take a picture? I mean, what's the harm in that, right? Speaking of pictures, we're going to talk about pictures for just a minute, or just meeting stars, that is. Sarah's got the best meeting of star stories. She saw a lot of stars in LA when she worked out that way, but the best one is her story about Lionel Richie, which she told before, where she was in a restaurant and she was going out, and he was coming in, and they kind of met like face to face, and he looked at her and said, "Hi, it's nice to see you." And Sarah was like, "Hi, nice to see you too." I mean, she was freaking out. Obviously, it's her first concert, and she was just totally freaking out. And he was talking to her like they knew each other. That's a pretty amazing story. It's hard to beat. Another fun story is we were in LA. See, if you're in LA, it's just like you can't be that person in LA because they're everywhere, right? And so there's like, if you're a local, you just don't track them all down, and you don't. Anyway, you have to be cool about it, right? So we get in the elevator with Uncle Ray, and with just Sarah, myself, Uncle Ray, and one other person gets on the elevator, and we look over, and it's Heather Graham, and this is right after Boogie Nights, and I am just dying, and Sarah's, I can tell, is dying, and here's Uncle Ray chatting her up because he has no idea. He's just like, oh, the luggage is this or that, or then, oh, the traffic getting in here. I mean, we were just like, and she was like, yeah, she was nice, and we were absolutely dying because he was just, chatting her up, and we were beside ourselves. Anyway, that's our Heather Graham story, and meeting people's story. So 7 minutes again. You guys are holding in tight. Song of the day, clearly Freeze Frame is the single this week that was released. Freeze Frame is your song of the day. Tell me your Jay Geils stories. Tell me what you like about this album. Tell me if you're going to listen to this album. Listen to those other songs and tell me what you think. Have a great Monday, and as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.